Hello everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie channel. I am your host, Jonathan Preston Esquire Maffio, and today's featured movie is Game Night. It's a movie directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, the guys who wrote Spider-Man Homecoming. And this is about Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. They're a couple who are very competitive, and they have game nights with their couple friends every week. Jason Bateman's older brother, Kyle Chandler, who hasn't been seen for a long time, decides to show up for one weekend to visit, and he wants to do his own version of game night. So he invites Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, and a bunch of others that do this game night every week to his really expensive house, and he wants to have the most epic game night ever, but things go awry. However, all the couples think that this is all part of the ruse, all part of the scheme, like, oh, this is the big game, right? But turns out Kyle Chandler is really in danger. So now it's up to these couples to solve this game, but also save Jason Bateman's older brother without getting themselves killed. They're not just playing a board game or a video game. They're playing the real game of life. Game Night is not just a really good comedy. It's not only hilarious, but it's also really well directed, and it's got really good performances, and it's like a better action movie in some regards, better than some action movies that come out during the summer that are actually made by real action directors. Some of the ways that John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein work the camera to make a scene more engaging and just more energetic, I was literally just sitting there like, am I really watching this? Also, the cast of characters here, they all bring something really fun to the table, but they also all get their moment to shine. You got Jason Bateman, who is basically the king of these type of comedies, who really does his thing here. Rachel McAdams, who I haven't really thought of her comedy-wise since Mean Girls, but I miss her in comedies now I think about it, because her energy in this movie is absolutely electric, and like her eating up the scenery just makes the movie all that much more better. You also get to see a guy like Kyle Chandler, who doesn't normally get to play characters like this, lighten up and just have a fun time. And you got this guy like Lamorne Morris, who is a new girl, who I want to see more of because he has charisma for spades, for days. Or Billy Magnuson, who you may know from the Black Mirror episode, the USS McAllister, or Ingrid Goes West, playing just this doofus who is so stupid, but he's so charmingly stupid. There are some real gutbusters in this movie that I couldn't like grasp the brief for a second. I was actually laughing that loud. There are other jokes that don't quite hit the mark, but for the most part, the comedy here really works. But let me get to like the actual like action. The way that they visually go about visually directing car chases, moments where characters are in peril, a freaking doorknob spinning back and forth. Like, there are so many little moments where I was like, oh my god, they thought of that? I wouldn't have thought of that.
And that's when John Maffio realized that's why Hollywood directors get paid the big bucks.
Also, if you haven't heard from every other movie reviewer ever that's on YouTube right now, Jesse Plemons, who you might know as Todd from Breaking Bad, or a bunch of movies right now, because he's pretty much, whoever his agent is, pay him more. This guy's resume is going to be like one of the hottest of all time. Even if he's not like a big movie star by the end of his days, his resume is stacked already. And he was the fucking bully from Like Mike. That's where I know him from. How he's grown. Plemons does such a great job of deadpan staring, being creepy, but also in a way sympathetic. You kind of care for his character when you learn more about him, but at the same time, the way that the directors really work on his acting and the way that he delivers his lines, you can't help but just laugh because his delivery is on point. Also, like other movies that have come out right now with Black Panther and Annihilation, this movie has an incredible score too. It's got the synths, it's got the boops, the beeps, the bops, and it really complements the visuals of the film too, because it has like this kind of really energetic flair. It's not your simple one shot, two shot, medium shot, wide shot, okay, cut, print, move on. It's like, there was some real craft. And I guess going to criticisms, besides a couple of jokes not sticking their landing, and one running gag that I think could have been ended in a more satisfying way in terms of comedy, I think the movie does jump the shark a lot. It gets very convoluted towards the third act of the movie, where it gets really ridiculous. They do acknowledge that it jumps the shark. There's even I think they literally say, you're jumping the shark. And I guess you could forgive the movie for literally acknowledging it, but just because you acknowledge something doesn't mean it necessarily void something. You can go 0 for 4 in a baseball game and just kind of strike out, fly ball, strike out, ground out, and acknowledge to like a reporter like, oh, I had a bad day. It doesn't negate the fact that you had a bad day. You don't have a great day now. You still had a bad day at the ballpark. I do think that it can be forgiven in a way where it kind of feels like it's in theme of the movie. However, it does get a little annoying how many twists and turns it kind of does on itself over and over again within minutes of each other in the last act of the movie. Overall, though, Game Night is one of the more satisfying comedies I've seen in a while. It's also just a really damn fun movie that's really competently filmed and musically scored. The whole cast has their moment to shine, especially Jesse Plemons and Kyle Chandler, Jason Bateman, and Rachel McAdams. Those are the highlights, but literally everybody has a moment in this movie that you might or probably will remember. Again, the action is incredible. Some of the best action I've seen. There are better car chases in this movie than in Black Panther, where I can actually tell what's going on, which is crazy. And although it is a little raunchy, it is very lighthearted in the sense that it has a really sweet story that by the end you just feel happy because the resolution of everything kind of just falls into a really nice place. But the journey getting to that conclusion is such a ride, and I recommend watching this in a theater with friends, with family. Definitely watch this with other people. But no matter what, I can't recommend Game Night enough. I really love this movie. I'm giving Game Night a 4 out of 5 also. It's a darn good movie. I was going to give it 3.5, but I realize now that even despite its flaws, it's one of the better comedies I've seen, and it's more than a comedy. It aspires to be more, and it succeeds at being more than that. And yeah, just a damn good movie. Damn it. But now I want to know from all you guys, what do you think of Game Night? Let me know in the comments down below. What was your favorite moment from the movie? Just keep the spoilers to a minimum if you can. If you enjoyed my review, please like. That helps a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, because that helps a lot too. And check out my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that, and my Stardust as well down below. I'm John Matthew, aka MaffmanJones, and I'm just really excited right now. I'm on a big high. The sky's the limit. I feel like we're going to go down for a little bit until May, but who knows, maybe March and April will give us good things too. We'll see. I'll see you guys on the flip side.